I built a system that allows you to send over 100 million messages in under 24 hours. And it's actually 140 million to be approximate. And the cool thing about this is you can send messages about whatever you want. If you want to get leads by offering some sort of service, if you want to offer affiliate products, it really just comes down to whatever you want to offer. Now, I'll be honest with you, this system is a little bit crazy. I'm going to explain to you how it works, and then I'm going to explain to you how you can get this set up for you if you don't want to do it yourself. But let me just show you the system itself first. So what we're looking at right here is a server that I have running in Los Angeles, and it's running about 14 million contact forms. Now, what I'm doing is every single project here is a different 1 million chunk, because if we want to send millions and millions of messages, we're going to have to separate our contact forms into separate projects. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'll bring it back to the start in just a second so you can understand everything that we're doing here. But just know, in a nutshell, we're using a software to send out messages through a website's contact form. Now, what is a contact form? Let's say I go over to, I don't know, Los Angeles chiropractor, and then I go look for somebody's contact page, and then I send a message through it. Okay, so if I go to contact, let's see if they even have a contact page. Some websites don't, but what we're looking for is a form. Looks like they don't have one. Let's go to the next one, and eventually we will find a contact page, and it will say, leave us a message through our form. Now, we're using robots to do that, right? So there's a tool, it's called GSA. I'll leave links to all the tools and everything I talk about in the description of this video, but the tool will go and fill out one of these pages, okay? So we can specify our name, our email, our phone number, our message, everything, right? Now, if we were to do this manually, it would take us a very long time. Probably take us, I don't know, every single contact form, 20, 30 seconds, right? Now, instead of doing that, which is filling them out all ourselves, what we can do is we can set up a tool, like I said, GSA, that will go and it'll start sending messages automatically through these contact forms. So you can see each one of these projects here is sending, every single time this number goes up, that's a contact form that got submitted. And over here on the right, these are CAPTCHAs that we're going through the deCAPTCHA thing, box, whatever you want to call it, that says, I'm not a robot, okay? Now, in order to do this at scale, though, we have to have multiple servers, because if we want to send out, instead of, 10, 20 million messages, let's say we want to send out 100 million, we have to have a lot of servers because we can only run so many projects per server, okay? Now, you might be wondering, how the heck did you get all these websites? If there's 1 million websites per project, how did you get all of them? And so I actually have a friend, his name's Ryan. He's like a pro at basically scraping websites. And he spends months going and finding websites with contact pages. So he essentially has a list of over 14 million different websites that have contact pages around the world. And a lot of them are in the US. A lot of them are, highly qualified websites that are likely to respond to whatever message we send. Now, the way you use the tool, once you load in a list of, let's say, 1 million URLs, you just double click on the project, you change out the fields, and you put whatever message you want, okay? So that's kind of the basics. Now that you understand sort of the basics on how to start sending the messages with this tool, I'm going to show you how we're going to send basically 100 million messages in under 24 hours. So here's a spreadsheet of 10 different servers that I own. I buy these servers from a website called Solid SEO VPS, and they allow you to buy these servers that you can run from anywhere, right? So if I run one of these servers here, all I have to do is just connect to it by typing in the IP address they give me after I buy the server. The servers cost about, I usually buy the ones that are about 30 bucks. Okay. So it's about 30 bucks a month for a server. So for 10 servers, I'm spending about 300 bucks a month. Okay. Now that's up to you. If you want to do the same thing, you can run this stuff on your own computer. Just know that if you're running it on your own computer, you can't really do much else. So it's better to run this from a server, so that way you're not bogging down your actual computer. So let's say you buy a server and then you want to send messages, and then you want to send more messages. What you would eventually do is you would set up a spreadsheet like this, where you would have all your different servers, all your IPs, all your usernames and passwords, everything you need. And then what you would do is you would start connecting to these servers so that you can begin sending messages through them. Now, here's the complicated part about this. And really the most complicated part about all of this is just the setup. So if you want, by the way, just before you get too confused, if you don't want to do this yourself, I'm going to leave a link. It'll be the first link in the description of this video. We have a done for you setup where we will go and set you up with your own server. We'll set you up with your own login, with licensing, with everything you need, so that you can start sending messages yourself. And alternatively, if you want us to go and send the messages for you, let's say you don't want to get set up with a server, you just want us to log into one of our servers and you want us to send messages for you, we can do that too. I'll leave my contact info in the description of this video as well, so that you can reach out to me and I can walk you through how that works. But anyways, 10 servers, we have about 14 million contact forms per server, right? Now you might be wondering, are those the same contact forms for each server? Yes, because if you have a list of 14 million contact forms, chances are you're not going to have everybody open your message, right? So ideally what you do is you come up with different messaging for each server. So let's say server 1, you log in and you make the message, "Hi, I have a AI service I'm offering. Let me know if you're interested." Okay. So let's say you send 14 million messages about that. Now, maybe you get, I don't know, 3,000 people responding to that. There's still a lot more people that didn't respond. And so on the other server, and I recommend having a separate alias and even a possible opt-out so that people can unsubscribe if they don't want to see your messages again. But on the next server, you can say, "Hi, I have a website service." And then let's say you get 2,000 leads from that, okay? Now, essentially what you can do is you can run multiple servers at a time like this, right? So let's say server 1, you're sending one message, server 2, you're sending the next, and every single server, you're sending about 14 million messages. Now, to do this though, all you have to do is log into each of the servers, load in the messages, duplicate the projects, and eventually you will have a setup like this where you have around 10 different servers at a time like this, all sending around 14 million messages every single 24 hours. Now, the speed, though, depends on a few things. If you want to have a very fast send rate, you want to have a lot of proxies. And so what we do for that is we use something called My Private Proxy. I have about 500 proxies, but that's because I do a lot of sending. You don't have to have that many proxies. You could get away with a lot less, maybe like 50 proxies, if you were only doing a few messages a day. And by a few, I mean like, let's say 100,000, okay? Which is still going to get you a crazy result. Now, let me show you what happens when you send these messages. So first of all, when you're running tests like this, what's going to happen is you're going to get a ton of auto responses if you specify an email address. And again, I would recommend you don't use your main email address because you're going to get a crazy, crazy amount of responses. Here you can see just my auto responses alone in my Gmail is around, let me actually look at all mail, 47,000, no, with spam, 37,000 plus 47, it's like over 80,000 emails, okay? Or no, it looks actually, sorry, it's about 47,000, okay? But still, 47,000 auto responses. And then what we use inside of Gmail, though, is there's an actual setting. So when you're getting all these responses, you can go into settings, account or inbox, and then you can click on show markers. And what this does is it actually uses Google's AI to sort the leads for you. And so Google will actually understand which ones are actual leads that are saying, yes, I'm interested, opposed to just random auto responses. Okay. Now here's what's even cooler. Once you start getting leads into your inbox, you can use a plugin called Mail Meteor. And what Mail Meteor does is it allows you to select all your leads like this. You can see I sent about, I think it was 14 million with a 50% success rate. So it was about 7 million contact forms. And I got 2,765 leads. And then what I can do is I can click on export, because Mail Meteor, when you install it, it gives you an export button. Click on export, and then it'll actually give me a CSV of all of my leads. So let me just show you. I already got them here so you can see them. Look at this. These are all leads. So now I have 2,833 leads inside of a spreadsheet. And then what I can do is I can go back to Mail Meteor and I can actually upload them as contacts, because what's happening is when they respond and they say, yes, they're interested, they're essentially opting in. They want more information, right? And so what I can do is I can take that list of 2,700 people that said, yes, I'm interested, and I can upload them inside of Mail Meteor. And then I can start creating messaging campaigns. So you can see here's one that I sent. We got already 8 opens. I just started this, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, and I only sent 120 emails because it's a slow drip, because if you send too fast, it'll actually, it will ban you. So you don't want to send too fast, and it'll send faster too if I have a G Suite account, but I'm just sending like this for now. But the email that I sent, let me actually show you the email. Hold on, I got to go back into here. So basically they say, yes, I'm interested. And then what I do is I send them this email after they opt in, and I say, hey there, it's Doug, the guy with the list of leads who's interested in buying from you. Let me quickly explain how it works. And then basically what I'm doing is I'm pitching them on this actual service, setting up a lead service for them, like what you're seeing right here. And then they have the option to unsubscribe. Okay. Now this isn't the only way to do this though, right? So one way is to get leads like this and build your list. Another way is just to send people directly to links. So let me refresh my Bitly account here. So inside Bitly, you can see I'm sending messages just going to like an affiliate offer, right? So look at all these clicks. These are a few campaigns up here that I just started. And then here's some from yesterday, 1,700 clicks, 1,400 clicks, 1,700 clicks, 1,300 clicks. And sometimes you'll see sales. It just depends. Like it's really all over the place. Sometimes you'll see a lot of sales for something, and then sometimes you'll see next to nothing. I know a guy that sent 2 million messages the other day, and he made $300 in sales. I've sent, 5 million messages before, and I made no sales with affiliate offers. So there's so many different ways to do it, right? Like you can get leads, build a list, warm it up, and then sell them on something, sell them on an affiliate offer. You can send people directly to links. You can send them to landing pages. There isn't a right or wrong way to do it. It's really up to you on what you want to experiment with, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is really just experimenting. And I'll show you again. This is my Warrior Plus account. This is one of the offers I started sending out last night. This link here got 1,600 clicks. This one got 281, 232. We haven't seen any sales yet on it, but chances are there will be some sales. But again, it just comes down to the messaging. It comes down to the offer. Sometimes offers perform really well. Sometimes I've seen in the past, I've done contact forms and I've sent out a few million messages and I got 800 free trial signups on a software. So it just really depends. Okay. But that's how I'm planning on sending 100 million messages. I'm going to have more data on this in the future. If you want me to keep you updated on these tests and these challenges that I'm running, let me know. Just respond with the word interested in the comments and I'll make sure to keep you updated. But yeah, super, super cool. The possibilities with this system are endless. And again, you don't have to start out with like what I'm doing, where you're sending out, 100 million messages. You could start out with a couple million messages. And I've seen people make sales with just a few million. You don't need, this much firing power to start out. But if you want this much firing power, again, I will leave my contact info in the description of this video, and I'd be happy to set this up for you. It just depends on how far you want to go, because you can do a lot with this. You can scale it to the moon. It just takes a really, really long time to build something like what I'm showing you here right now. It took me a few months. It took me thousands and thousands of dollars. It took me a lot of experimenting, and I've been learning this stuff for over a year now. And so I'm at the point now where I can scale this to where it's at, but it's just very, very difficult, especially if you're starting out, because if you're starting out and you're watching this video, chances are half the things, if not more, that I said today didn't make any sense. And that's fine. What I'd recommend is go to my YouTube channel, go to the live section, and check out the live stream I did the other day. It says bot sent 28 million messages, which resulted in 4.5 thousand leads. And you can see kind of what I'm doing in real time. And if you watch my other live streams as well, you can see like 38 minutes, 1 hour, 23 minutes. You can see me actually just running these tools. But again, just remember, don't expect to get all this overnight if you're starting out. It's a very robust system. It takes a lot of work to set up. There's a lot of moving parts. So don't feel overwhelmed if you're just getting here and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. But that's it. I'll keep you updated. Again, my next test is sending out 100 million messages, seeing what happens. And then also following up with these leads, these 4.5 thousand leads. I'm using this Mailmeteor tool to follow up with all the leads. So I'll tell you what happens there as well. But again, if you're interested in staying up to date, just respond with the word interested, and I'll make sure to keep you updated. But that's all for today. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you very soon. Till then, happy money making. We'll see you. Bye.